Morning, dear students. How are you? I hope you all are safe and fine at your home. And I must believe that you all are very happy and learning some new things during these days. And I hope you have maintained a balance between your work, between your enjoyment and sports. Got it? So today we are going to learn a new chapter, and the name of our chapter is Physical Education for CWSN. What is the CWSN? CWSN is the full form is Child with Special Need. What is the full form? The full form is Child with Special Need. So today what we are going to learn? We are going to learn a new topic. This topic is totally related with how this Divyang student, how the student having difficulty in learning, how the student, those who are having some difficulty while they talk, while they do various kinds of things. So it may be a physical kind of disability, some of them having a what I say, it's a sensory kind of problem, some of them having various kind of intellectual problem. So now disability is not an inability of person, right? If you have a power of persistence, if you have a dedication, if you are passionate to do a particular thing, definitely you will be achieved, right? So if you have targeted your goal, definitely you can achieve that. So what I must today we are going to learn about, we are going to learn about the various kind of problems that an individual face. What are the types of disorders? What are the type of disabilities? And how disability make an individual to standardize low? What are the social economic problems which lead an individual to deprive, to depress? Because see, if all peoples are having some or one and then or any kind some kind of problems with them. Got it? No one is fully 100%. Some of them are 99, some of them are 98, some of them are 50, some of them are 60. So this potential has to be channelized. This energy has to be channelized. We'll have to make ourselves organized. We'll have to schedule our program, right? Whatever you do. So let us take an example. If I would like to pursue for BPI, or if I would like to pursue for MBA. So I will have to make my plan that if I do MBA, this much scope is open for me. If I do this, let's say if I want to play football, right? And I have one team leg, right? Yeah, actually, I don't have a team leg, but let us suppose if I have a team leg and I want to play football. So I'll have to think, will be I able to play football? Yes, definitely, surely you will be able to play football. I will be able to play football if I have a team leg or if I have any kind of disability. Because according to APE, Adapted Physical Education, things are modified according to the disabilities, right? So let us come in the question of physical education, and we are going to start a new chapter, that is chapter number 4. This is part 1 of chapter number 4, Physical Education for Differently Abled Children. Physical Education for Child with Special Needs, right? So first thing, let's come, this is the introductory part of this chapter, okay? So first thing, many people with disability do not have an equal access of healthcare and education. See, it is true, it is very true, I believe, and you must believe on me, that people who have a disability are neglected from the society. They are pressurized to do something, let's say deaf, dumb, problem with all the sensory organs. Let's say that we have 5 sense organs: eye, nose, ear, skin, tongue. Some of them, if someone is having a problem with the taste, some of them having a problem with the eyesight, that is a sensation of vision, sensation of hearing. So these, any kind of the problem, any kind of disability, it is a sensory disability, right? So any kind of disability lead an individual to deprive, to depress. He or she will not get the equal access to the society. Society, narrow-minded people bring some kind of conclusions, bring some kind of ideas and kind of thoughts, kind of hurting, painful words will lead them to deprive. But it is not at all like that. Whatever done in the past is okay. Now the future is brighter. Now everyone have equal access and health care to sports and games. each and everyone can participate in sports and can do whichever or whatever kind of thoughts and whatever he or she will want to inculcate in their life. People having disability or any kind of disorder, they can go to achieve any goal. They have equal access and equal right to do anything they want. Right? So what I was telling you about, many people with disability do not have equal access to healthcare. Some of them do not have equal access to healthcare. Right? Employment opportunities. So it's a big topic to think. Employment opportunity, because people are generally neglected. People with disability do not applying for a post, like if I go for a principal of the school, for the director of the school, or some kind of post in a particular manager or something. So what people think that there should be some smart or dashing or physically attractive personality people is needed. It is not at all in this 21st century. People with any disability can work anywhere at any post, right? So if you have a power of persistence, if you have a dedication, if you build your personality in that way, disability will not hamper on you, disability will not stop you, disability will not be able to hamper, will not be close the doors of your dreams. If you have a dedication, if you have it, passionate about your work, about your duty, definitely you will be able to do the things nicely. Whatever you want to do, whatever kind of goal you want to achieve, you will be definitely able to do. So now let us cover the next point. So we had studied about many people have equal access. So now this access should be equal. What I believe is people should have a active and alertness toward various things they should go. Employment opportunities has done this point. Do not receive the disability related services, right? So sometimes this politician, this practitioners, this society builders, this stakeholders, what I say. These people should be alert and active to provide the kind of facilities which are essential for the people with the disability. Experience exclusion in every day. See, let's just take an example. If someone does not have hands, can you imagine how many kinds of activity we do by hands? We'll eat by our hands. Let's cut it from this way, right? How will you write? How will you, there are a lot of things to do. Is it possible? No, it's not possible. So we must have to think which kind of problems. There are a lot of problems in individual with disability, right? And we must be passionate and understand which kind of problems an individual is facing. Because when the kind of disability is there in the leg or in the head or in the nose or in the brain, anything, right? So an individual must understand what are the problems he or she should face. He or she might be facing. Because it's very important to understand what are the problems of the young people, the special peoples. I can't say that they are apache. Apache is a very bad word that someone is using. The good word is Divyang, special people, special guests, right? We should help them, okay? We should, motivate them. As you might be heard about the name of Helen Keller. She was a deaf and dumb girl, even though she has written her own biography. She has written a novel. The name of the novel is Helen Keller. Got it? So it's a good point to go for. CRPD. United Nations Convention on Rights of a Person with Disability. So there are a whole lot of rights are designed for the disabled person. What are their rights? Which kind of reservations are for there? Which kinds of guidelines for them? There are if you talk about games and sports, there are some modifications in the games and sports, right? Records and so many things. So United Nations Convention on the Health Rights. The full form of CRPD, right? What the full form I'm talking about? The full form of CRPD is United Nations Convention on Rights of a Person with Disability. Disability is a very important issue nowadays if you think about the mental issues. Okay? You can even imagine if a person is having a kind of disability, what is the mental temperament of that people? उस बंदे का क्या मनोस्थिति होगी, what the mental kind of feeling and thought process going in the mind. Let us take an example. If you don't have one leg, how will you walk, which kind of problem you might face, which kind of work you might be not doing. If I told you to play football, it's become a little bit difficult, but it is not possible at all. So for a common person, those who have not been with this kind of things, it might be an accident. Which are the things you must have to think about it? It's a big task, it's a very difficult task for an individual to understand the mental temperament. So we must understand the mental temperament. What is the mental, developmental issue, mental issue? See, we need to motivate them. There should be the change in urge of a personality so that the happy society can be built up. Many of the people face a socio-economic problem. Definitely this economic problem, this financial problem, right? And poverty is the biggest issue if we talk about it, right? So poverty, if you see these people, if they did not got the equal health access or a kind of job properly, then there will be definitely a lot of problems. That is the poverty, right? Now let us come and learn about the next part. So see, as you must aware of the awareness, right? Awareness and scientific approach about this, what I would like to talk about is lacking right now. So when we talk about this scientific approach, when I'm talking about the active and alertness, so a person with disability must be alert, must be active enough to think which are the things he or she should keep in mind, right? So I was telling about the this awareness and scientific approach is lacking. Yes, exactly, the scientific approach is lacking, right? As you must heard about Stephen Hawking, a person with spinal cord disability. See, this spinal cord disability is, it can be sometimes lead a lifelong disability. This kind of injury mostly occurred due to the severe accident, as it is done or occurred with Stephen Hawking, the great mathematician. The injury can either be complete or incomplete. In in incomplete injury, the message conveyed to the spinal cord is not lost. Some kind of partial the signals and impulses would go there definitely. This is Stephen Hawking. He was considered as the great scientist of 20th century. After Einstein, Hawking, Big Bang theory and the black hole theory definitely caught the attentions of the world peoples. The professor of mathematics at the University of Cambridge University, right, with his techniques, with his teaching disseminated through the computer supported machine and physical illness could not stop his research, right? So it's totally disbelief if you neglect a thing just because of your disability. It seems to be fool according to me, because disability is not a ubiquitous person. If you have the awareness, if you have the scientific approach towards your thing, you will be definitely win the race, slow and steady, with a smart work, with a hard work, with a scientific approach. If you want to achieve something, definitely you will be achieved, right? So let's start with the next point. The next point is disability is an impairment, right? So see, disability is a kind of impairment. Now the point comes, what this impairment is and what is exactly the meaning of disability, right? So disability may be cognitive, maybe learning, or might be the combination of this. The world reports on disability is directed at the policymakers, some practitioners, researchers, academics, developmental agencies, and civil society. Many people with disability do not have even equal health access and care. So what is the meaning of this disability? So what should I say you is disability is an impairment. It's definitely a kind of impairment. It may be cognitive, it may be developmental, cellular based, or some having a stunt growth or something. It may be intellectual, it may be sensory, it may be combination of all of this. Disability is an umbrella term covering the impairment of, there are a lot of limitation, sometimes the participation restriction. An impairment is a problem in the body function or a structure that, creates limitation, that creates, a kind of problem or a area, ऐसा दायरा create कर देता है, right? It's difficult to encounter an individual to executing the task while participation restriction. right? So disability is any continuing condition that restrict everyday activity. Disability can affect a person's capacity. You might be communicate to someone or something, communicate, deliver, respond, anything. So disability वो सिचुएशन है जब आप आपकी डेली लाइफ एक्टिविटी को नहीं कर पा रहे हो, राइट? सो डिसेबिलिटी इज समथिंग, इट्स अम्ब्रेला टर्म एंड इट विल रिस्ट्रिक्ट योर वर्क, इट विल रिस्ट्रिक्ट द टास्क यू आर डूइंग. दैट्स द डिसेबिलिटी. It may be cognitive, it may be related to the thinking process, the ideas, the thought process. It may be sensory because it is related to all the five sense organs. It may be developmental, cellular problems, stunt growth, right? It may be combination of all of this. So if we talk about different types of disability or disorder, ASD, autism spectrum disorder, will come there. Let's go to the next one. Today, the physical education is not only made for the common fitness. Now, what is the goal of physical fitness or a physical education department? Physical education is not only for the fitness of a person. The students are not taking physical education, or we teachers are not teaching only for you to physically fit. Physical education has a broader area where we think about everything, where we think about all the aspects of person, where we cultivate social and moral values, where we build the peoples of modern society, where we want to build the peoples of this healthy society, this upcoming healthy society, right? So it's not only to be a fit person, but we want a healthy country. India will become the healthy country. I have a spirit of it. Fit person, but also physically challenged person like Divyang, who also wants to participate in sports full of enthusiasm, right? So what I mean here in this sub point, see, when I say that if I want a person to, if let's say there is a person who has some physical disability and he or she want to do something in sports and games. So what the thing there is, he or she is passionate to do. So why these restrictions are there? So for that, this APE, Adapted Physical Education, has modified some rules, regulation, curriculum for them, grounds for them, right? So we have norms, we have good things for them also, so that they can also participate in these games and sports. They can also have an equal access to live here and the kind of problem whatever they are facing. See this, if we talk about this, the causes of disability, so disability may happen due to a lot of things. Like it may happen due to cancer, it may happen due to genetic problem, it may be due to a traumatic injury, it may be due to the nutritional deficiency, it may be due to diabetes, it may be due to musculoskeletal disability, psychiatric problem, disorder. So this any kind of problem may lead to the various kind of disability to an individual, right? They have kind of this nowadays, if we talk about the competition, if we talk about the peoples, if we talk about the peoples having a various kind of disability, we have organized, it means the people of this adapted physical education. There is a revised curriculum, there is a modified rules, modified playfield. Everything is there, not only for the school level, not only for level of the little big society, but peoples are there in the overall world. There are nationals, there are state level championships, there are college level championships, inter-universities, inter-school, college, international, right? So these competitions are nowadays organized for each and every level, so that the potential of the young people, the potential is should be channelized, the energy would be channelized, and definitely could lead to a better and effective society, right? So this physical education not only means for the common fitness of a person, but also this physically challenged people, the young who also wants to participate in the sports with full of enthusiasm, with full of energy, with a holy heart, right? They have competitions not only for the school level, society level, community level, but they have competition for the national level, international level, etc. Right? So special, as I told you some names like the Special Olympic Heart, like Paralympics, as you must have heard it, 11 sports. Special Olympic Bharat, Paralympic Bharat, right? So, if you're talking about this Special Olympic Bharat, so you must be, surprised what is this Special Olympic Bharat, right? So, Special Olympic Bharat and this Paralympic, Deaf Olympic, these are such kinds of things which help this kind of peoples for their growth, for their development, right? So now let me tell you something about Special Olympic Bharat, and I want you to put your full of concentration on my words. Special Olympic Bharat or Special Olympic program has initiated in around 1918, right? And around 10,000 of people had participated there. It was started in India, that is Mumbai. Special Olympic International was started by Unique Kindly Shiva sisters. They belongs to America, United States of America, and the idea was born out by severe experience witness to social exclusion. Sometimes people discard, or sometimes they demotivate the peoples just because of their disability. So just because of their experience, they have started this program. The Special Olympic Bharat is an organization approved by National Sports Federation and Special Olympic International for the development of a person with intellectual disability. So basically, these Special Olympic persons were dealing for the people who have this special, kind of problem, right? So with the intellectual problem, this Paralympics people will deal with the people who have the kind of problem with the intellectual thought. Right? When we talk about the Special Olympic Bharat, the Special Olympic Bharat works for the multidisciplinary, right? So we talked about Paralympics, Special Olympics, right? Now we're talking about we have done the Special Olympics. Now I'm talking about Paralympics. So Paralympics generally represent the kinds of games which deals with a multi-sports program, right? So variety of range of programs are there, right? So around 20 to 25 kinds of disciplines are there where people fight together, for a competitive, healthy competitive fight with a various range of disabilities. They not only play there, but it brings a harmony in the society. It reduces the crime. It leads a healthier and happier society. It brings a positive environment. So this kind of organization like this Special Olympic Bharat, this Paralympic, this Deaf Olympic. Now again, this question comes: what this Deaf Olympic is about? So this Deaf Olympic is also a kind of organization which is working for the development of the deaf. They used to organize a lot of competition for the deaf peoples. It's also called the World Game of Deaf and International Games of Deaf, right? So are the international, it's sanctioned by the International Olympic Committee. You must have listened in 11th what is International Olympic Committee. At the elite level, right, for the deaf peoples. Unlike athletes in IOC sanction event, so there are a lot of things for the deaf peoples, right? Like International Committee for Sports and Deaf. There are a lot of committees are there. Paralympic, Special Olympic, right? So see, what is this inclusive education here? Inclusive education, it means we provide a learning environment for a personal academics, professional development, and all learners, irrespective of race, class, gender, color, sex, etc. Right? So if we talk about this Paralympics, so what should I say here is in Paralympics, it's a major international multi-sports event. It involves the athletes of various range of disability. I just mentioned you before this also. In Paralympics, there are different range of peoples. Okay, so various range of peoples are there in this kind of disability, including paraplegia, quadriplegia, muscular dystrophy, amputation. So various range of problems, various range of disabilities are there, right? In Paralympics. Paralympics was, I think, around 1968 it started, and it was started firstly in Rome. The headquarters of Paralympic is in Germany. Okay, so Bonn, the name of the place is Bonn, and it was in Germany. So there were around 22. Okay, so there were also a committee for this Paralympics, the committee for the Paralympics, International Paralympic Committee. Right? So this is what I was telling you about the various things of a disabled person, kind of disorder. So if a student or a player or an individual is facing this kind of problem, will become a very crucial role to understand the situations, to understand what is the mindset of that person, to understand what are the kinds of problems he or she is facing. So it's very important to think on that. It's very important to learn. It's very important to consider exactly what is the noble, what is the situation of that person. Right? So this various kind of organization definitely help this kind of persons for leading a wonderful and healthier as well as happier life. Now let's talk on the next point, and the next point is APE, that is adapted physical education. Okay, so this adapted physical education, like first understand what is it. Adapted physical education is a branch, it's a kind of organization. It's lead to a kind of education. It's the art of science, right? So adapted physical education is the art of science for the developing, implementing, and monitoring, right? So as for my talk, I just got it somewhere else. So this adapted physical education is the art of science. It's a developing, implementing, and monitoring, carefully designed education. It is instructional way, right? So now let me tell you one thing. There are a whole lot of universities for the deaf and dumb peoples, for the physically challenged peoples, okay, Divyang peoples, right? So there, what kind of curriculum? See, if you are in CBSE, so some kind of curriculum is going on, right? If you are in a Divyang academy, or if you are in a physically challenged university or somewhere, so AP, adapted physical education, policies and different kinds of works are going on there. The curriculums were designed by APE, that is adapted physical education. Now let us learn what is adapted physical education. It is the art of science. Each and everything will deal according to science with their people. Then the developing process, the implementation of course, structure, skills, motivation factor, everything, and monitoring, constant monitoring on the people, because the people who have a disability might be, sometimes they may fall, sometimes there may be a minor or major accident, sometimes there will be a lot of problems. So we need to monitor them in this adapted physical education. The coach or whomever will be in the class or the playground, they'll have to develop, with this developing adapted physical education curriculum, implementing whatever the curriculum is there, we'll have to implement. We'll have to modify the rules. We'll have to modify the various kind of modification in the motor activities, in the rules of the game, in the playground. There will be a lot of modifications because it's carefully designed for the education, and it is totally instructional based program. This AP, adapted physical education, is totally instructional based program, right? So here what the learner or a student centered, the learner or the student who have a kind of disability, so everything is their centered. They will work, these people will work for their center, they will think more about them, right? So adapted physical education is the art of science. It consists of a developing, implementing, monitoring, carefully designed education. And this AP, adapted physical education, is an instructional based program created for students, learners with disability. Next one, it's based on the comprehensive assessment, right? See, if someone says that I will teach football to the young people, so what I need to think here, if you want to teach the young people, so you will have to categorize the disability. Then you will have to follow the norms of AP, right? So adaptive physical education, there is a lot of comprehensive part, there is a lot of assessment part, to move the energy, channelize their energy also, because energy level is same in everywhere, in each and every individual. We need to channelize it, we need to modify the things, right? To give learner the skills and the particular kind of necessary, the skill necessity for the lifetime rich learner. So if you want to make the life of an individual, you must have to give a lifetime achievement. Because physical education teaches us, it's not, we don't want to teach from book. We don't want to teach for, marks. We're teaching for life, to build life. And if we really work on that, the comprehensive part, some necessary skills, will need, someone for the life enrichment activities. If you talk about the learning, there will be knowledge, there will be modification, there will be life engagement activities according to motor mechanism. Now what is motor development? See, the smooth and coordinated development of bones and muscles for motor development. This is a board examination, okay? Keep in mind. What is motor development? Motor development means a smooth and coordinated development of bones and muscles. It is related to the two types. That is gross motor development and fine motor development. When I am talking about gross motor development, so gross motor development means development of bones and muscles. Which kind of bones and muscles? Big bone and muscles. Because gross means big. The gross motor development is related to the big development of big muscles and bones. If I talk about fine motor development, it is another type of motor development. So fine motor development is related with the development of small bones and muscles. Sports experience to enhance and the fitness and the wellness of an individual. So you must keep in mind while this physical education curriculum is going on, the thought of the wellness, physical fitness and sound mind, healthy body, healthy citizen of the nation will be maintained. Now how this wellness can be achieved? So various yogic pranayams, various kind of yoga programs, workshops, different things are organized so that the people with a kind of disability can achieve a kind of wellness in their life. They can also able to achieve the mental peace in their life, right? So various kind of special educators, speech therapists, counselors, physical education teachers, occupational therapists, these many people are working for the betterment of theirs, right? So now what we are going to learn in this chapter is comprised of two things. Okay, now what are these two things I'll be telling you. So this chapter is comprised of various things, right? See, so if we talk about CWSN, right? So when I'm talking about CWSN, so what I majorly talk on, I'll be majorly talk on the disorders and the disabilities, right? So the CWSN must tell us about the disorders and disability. Right. So this topic we need to understand, right? So what is disability? Disability is a kind of impairment. It may be cognitive, it may be sensory, it may be combination of all of this. If I talk about disorder, so disorder is a mental confusion. It's a state of mental confusion. State of mental confusion. Right? If we talk about disability, disability is an impairment. Is it clear? Now this disability is of three types. First is physical, or we can say mobility, right? Second is sensory. It means including all the sense organs. Third one is cognitive. But so this disability are of three types: physical disability, sensory disability, or sensory disability, sense problems, some spinal cord disability, some lot of kind of problems. If you talk about physical or mobility disorder, there will be a problem in the upper limb, there will be a problem in the lower limb, there will be a manifestation, upper limb and lower limb. Sensory is related to the hearing, eye, nose, etc. Cognitive disability is related to the thought process, learning, memorization. These things are related to the co-cognitive, that is learning disabilities, right? Which kind of disability? It's depend on the learning disability, right? Now if we talk about disorder, disorder is a state of mental confusion. What is this? It is a state of mental confusion, right? So when I am talking about this mental confusion, so here's the point comes ADHD. This is a 5 marks question, guys. Okay, keep in mind ADHD, SPD, ODD, OCD, right? ASD. Magapit, 5 marks question. ADHD is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. In this, an individual is generally impulsive, inattention, and not able to focus at particular place. Right? So, what is SPD? Sensory processing disorder. A person does not have control of the sense organs. ODD, obsession deficit disorder. OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. Some repeated kind of behaviors, like checking the doors again and again, cleaning the house again and again, mopping again and again. So these some kinds of problems are covered under OCD. ASD, autism spectrum disorder. So in this autism spectrum disorder, it's a group of developmental disorder. So many kinds of problems will be faced by the problem by the individual in ASD. Right? So what we have learned today, we have understood it's an introductory part of our chapter 4, that is children with physical education for children with special needs, right? So we have covered a whole lot of topics here to understand what exactly the problems of adapted physical education. We understand the concept of adapted physical education, the development strategies, the the rules, this modification, the norms, etc. We also had understood here the concept of disorder, concept of disability, meaning of disability, types of disability, right? So I am first studying about the disorder. So disorder is ADHD, SPD, ODD, OCD, and ASD. Disability is physical, sensory, and next one is cognitive, right? So various kind of disability we had covered. So it's over to the kind of our session, that is the introductory session, and you must have understood this introductory session very well. Okay, this introductory session will definitely give you the understanding what we are going to learn in the session and what are the important things also. You must have understood the various kind of organizations like Paralympic, Special Olympics, and Deaf Olympics, which not only help the person to lead a healthier and happier life, but they build the stamina of the person. They build the health of a person, right? So I would like to say you bye bye. Take care. We'll meet in the next lecture. Bye bye. Take care.